it's Tamara here for Dr. Digi Stamps with another card making tutorial. This week I'm using the gorgeous new image Romper Rory. I'll be doing some Copic colouring of Rory and then a very simple card making tutorial. So I've grabbed out my Friskers trimmer and some smooth white cardstock, and we'll get our card base ready. The card base measures 15.5 centimeters by 26 centimeters, and we'll score that at 13 centimeters. So now that we've got that initial score line, I've grabbed out my Teflon bone folder and just give that a nice burnish. I've grabbed out this pattern paper from my stash, and it fits perfectly lengthwise, which is 15.5 centimeters, but we just want to cut it to the front panel size. So I've grabbed out my tonic trimmer, and we're just going to trim that up to 13 centimeters. So making sure that's nice and straight before you cut, and we'll run that through, and now we have the perfect size pattern paper piece. I've grabbed out my Nuvo adhesive, and we'll get that attached to the front, making sure it's lined up on all sides, and just give that a good press. So I've just grabbed another piece of smooth white cardstock from my stash and this curved border die, and I have it already measured correctly at 15.5 centimeters, but I'm just going to line this up so that we get a nice kind of curved border. Run that through my die cutting machine. So we'll just grab some washi tape just to make sure that's secured correctly in place. So we'll just line that up, make sure it's even on both sides, make sure that Rory is going to fit onto our top, and we've run that through our die cutting machine. Now, as this was not quite long enough to cut it all the way through, I'm just going to use my scissors now just to trim either end to finish that curve off. And now we've got our perfect curved white panel for the top of our card, and Rory fits on there perfectly up the top. I'll be using the Oh Baby stamp set from MFT to do my sentiment. So I've just grabbed a piece of scrap black cardstock, picked out the sentiment that I'm going to use for my sentiment banner, and get that attached to the front of my Misty. I'll just use my anti-static powder tool to get my black cardstock prepped, and just give our sentiment a good stamp with our Versa watermark ink, and grab our folded white piece of printer paper and embossing powder, and get our sentiment ready to be heat embossed. Now we'll just pop that white powder back into our container. I've preheated my heat tool. I've gone to the back to get rid of any particles, and we'll just get that all nice and melted and set that aside to dry. While that's drying, we'll just get our white panel attached to our pattern paper card front. So we'll get our glue on the front, line that up at the top, making sure we're putting it on the right side, and give that a nice press down. Now our sentiment panel is dry. I've just wiped off the excess powder with my cloth and just run that sentiment through our die cutting machine. So we've got the perfect size banner. So I'm just going to prop up both the banner and also Romper Rory. So I've got some black square foam squares for my sentiment to match in with the black, and we'll just get some foam tape on the bottom of Rory, put some on his feet so he's all well supported, and we'll get everything attached. So I've grabbed out my tweezers, and we'll just line Rory up on the front, making sure that he's centered, and we'll get our sentiment put on the bottom, centered underneath Rory, making sure that that's lined up. And I'll just grab out my T-ruler and make sure that that's even on both sides, which it is. Now I just wanted to add a bit of extra interest at the top, so I've grabbed out these little dots that I had in my stash. I'm just going to place them around Rory just to kind of bring your attention to him as our main subject. And this is the finished card project for this tutorial. Romper Rory is so fun to colour up, and he's just such a cutie. You could use him, I think, for congratulations card for a new baby, or even for a 1-year-old's birthday card as well. I hope you've enjoyed this card making tutorial. If you have, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to see any future videos, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.